everybody, welcome to Moon Moth again. It's a really cold, crisp morning, and just up behind me in this sort of direction up here, the sun has just risen and it was a beautiful fire red sky for a split few seconds. So this is an area, I was here about 3 weeks ago, and I left in these trees some bags of goodies, and the reasons why I chose this area is, I'll just turn the camera around, because of things like that. This is well off the beaten track. It's in a forestry cut. There's another one there, and as you can see, there's nothing really all around here, nothing. Do a full 360. Take a little wander down here. So there's nothing. There's nothing but trees. Anyway, what I'm going to say is I left some stuff in these trees. I left them laden with pears, with apples, with mangoes, and bags of nuts. So this is where I put everything. Rested it in these branches of the pine trees, and let me have a look here. It's just the kind of ground that I'm standing on, so nobody's having discarded any of the fruit. But there were some bags I had brought of nuts, and here we have them. And I rolled them up in a roll. The top is still, these are self-sealing baggies. The top is still intact. The hole, they've got wet inside, that's why. It looks like there's juice in there, but there's another hole there. I will be taking these bags home and I'm going to have a careful look at them. So that's one bag. I'll pop that up there for now. And yeah, so I'll stick my paw in here. Right. So there's big holes there, and a big hole there on the back, just in there, but the rest of it still sealed. Can't see what was in that. Nuts of some kind. Right, I'll take those home. It looks like they've held it together like this, bit into it. They've held it like that, and then held it at the other side and bit into the top part to tear a hole in it. Well, this appears to be quite a good gifting site. I must remember this just while we're here. Just raise that. I must say, all the way along here today, it's quite a walk in. I could hear footsteps, and every time I stopped, usual, they stop. Still, perfectly still. Anyway, that's a good result. So I'm going to take these bags home and I'm going to have a look through them. So it's roughly 7:45 in the morning. fingers are freezing, so I need to get my gloves on and get moving. There's running water over there which I can hear, but every now and then there's footsteps in the woodland, and I can never see it. Should I do an emergency stop? Do you see how dark it looks in there? It's actually darker. Believe me, it's darker. Is that possible? The answer is yes, it certainly is. Well, we're in the gifting site, and some things have been taken and some things have not. Some things I just think animals have had them. So that's an animal. Let's have a look on here. That could be an animal. Half-eaten pears, half-eaten apples. Now, that's interesting. That has been put back empty and rolled, because I roll them, and there's a hole in the bottom. That's quite interesting. But you see, up here, that's red skin peanuts. That's taller than I am. And let's see if we can go on this side and get a better shot of that. Hazelnuts. They're still there and they haven't been touched. Oh, but. There's a hole in there. Just one hole in that bag. Put that on the pile. Right. I really don't think they like the peanut butter. This was rolled up and wedged in here, along with a whole lot of apples were also wedged in there. But every apple has gone. Not a trace of it on the floor. So I think they've got the apples. I don't think they like pears. I wonder if they don't like them. Because the apples have all gone. But the pears have been eaten by animal. And these three have been left. So I do have some pears with me, which I will leave. What's that down there? bark. I will leave them, but I won't bring any more. And the only reason why I'll leave them is because I'm sure as heck not carrying them back. They weigh a ton. Oh, so this is animals are getting the pears. I'm saying animals. Let's have a look. Little claws, animal stuff. So I'll just leave those under the tree so they're not so obvious should anybody come nosing around. So that's my empty bags. Now what is it with the hazelnuts and the peanuts? Anybody touch the bag? Nobody's touched that bag. And that's the hazelnuts. Nobody appears to have touched that bag, so I'm going to leave these lower down because I'm just wondering. Well, I've been brought or directed up here by one of the elders, Ahochida. I went to my original gifting site and I realised it didn't sort of feel right. So I used my rods and I said, is this the correct place? And they felt no. I said, would you guide me to somewhere which is best for you? I think the issue is that the little people were getting the food. So this is quite literally on the top of a hill. There's nothing and no one around here, not that there is anywhere, but it's a good walk off the track. And this is what we have. So I've created this tree with I just laid these sticks across here, made sure there was a couple of Y sticks. You'll see one of them in there, there's another one in there, and the very bottom one is, and there's some apples and pears. Not many pears, but some apples and pears. And then above that, because it's Thanksgiving, and only because it's Thanksgiving, there's lots of sugar in that. These are little meringues, and they're called fruit sherbet meringues. I thought the children might like those, and I've put the usual joss stick, and if you could smell that, if you could smell the incense of that. And then here, another little incense stick here. On another tree we've got hazelnuts and the redskin peanuts. So I'll turn around here. Then I just thought these incense sticks might be quite nice for them to smell. There's seeds here. Now what I do is I roll these bags, like baggies, sandwich baggies, and I roll them, and they've got a self-seal at the top, and then some more mixed nuts with cashews. I can see an almond in there, peanuts, all sorts of things, and then there's some jelly, long jelly strands, jelly laces, and they're all sorts of sweet flavours because it's Thanksgiving in the States, and it's just a little way of giving them a little treat as well. And then I thought, because the ladies in the group do so much work and maybe don't get as much recognition, and I believe that Faber Sequoia and Ahochida have been to see me this week, so we've got these. So if you can catch them. Oh, there we are, that's better. Try not to burn the front of the things. I've got 2 incense sticks there. And then like gerbras. I thought one each. One for Faber Sequoia, one for her, one for Ahochida, and one for Sabiba. Ahochida is Abaq's mother, Sabiba is Faber Sequoia's mother, and the one at the back there for Faber Sequoia. It doesn't matter which way, who has what, but So that's what we have. We've got those little flowers there, these on this tree, that on that tree, and those ones on there. So I'll just show you the area. What she's brought me to is an area up here, which I believe is a sitting area. I asked if it was a sleeping area, but I believe it's a sitting area, and that's quite a, given how big their family, it's not surprising they need a large area. But it's right at the top of the hill, it's very secluded. Oh, and I will show you this. I need to find out what these are. Satellite, maybe? Netflix? No, I think these are more serious than that. I'm being puerile again. Don't know what they are, but they're very carefully done. And you can see how as they radiate those notches at the top, and then similar thing down here, halfway down. I don't know. I've seen a lot of those in the Red River Rock area. So I'm not sure. I don't know what the purpose is. Well, it is early morning, and I'm just gonna have a little explore around the area at the top here. That's, you can just see in the gap there, that's where I've... What's that? Sound over that way. Don't know what that is. But we'll have a little explore and see what we see. Linas. Very carefully, strategically placed branches, you can see that. And all the time I'm also looking for footprints. And we're looking for people as well. Because while I'm talking, I am fairly certain, don't need to explain, but I would say that I'm certainly being observed. These are just trees that have fallen. I can't see any obvious patterns with those. I think they have fallen. They may have been placed, I don't know. But I would say, and lay money on it, that that's been placed. It's got a break up through there. You can see it coming right through. Snapped at the bottom there. I've stopped because I can hear. It's the same game, you know. I stop, you stop. Now we come into an area of organisation. I'm going to have to see if I can open up the light on this camera a bit, because it gives you an idea as to how dark it is in here. So I'll keep going. See what we see. Well, this all looks really, really natural, and I'm sure that people will say, oh, it's just a few trees down. And yeah, I believe you're right, there are. And then I'm looking at that break up there. That's probably about 10 feet off the ground. You can see where it goes in between those two vertical breaks that look like an upside down tuning fork. But it comes across in a very snapped, like see that, but it comes across in almost like an arch form where it meets those, but it's just not really naturally left. Okay. So back up the hill, because we like walking up hills. Or does it just feel like it? I'm always looking for signs of Abaq or runic languages. Just thought that might be interesting. Top end of a foot. That looks like a little baby foot beside it, but... So I reckon the heel is around about there. Quite a bit bigger than mine, but not many people really go wandering around on all of this stuff barefoot. So very slowly I'm just going to have a little pan around the area. What do you say, folks, eh? Because like I say, I'm fairly certain that we're not alone. This is looking back up to the gifting area, which will now become the new gifting area. It seems to make sense, and as Ahochida has gone to a lot of effort to bring me up here, and it's perfect place. Quite a big archway there. This is much more open and easier to walk through. This is more like the areas over at Book of Abaq and Book of Edgar. I love this early morning light. It is lovely. Always the best time of day for clean and clear light to photograph early morning or just before sunset. So on the 21st of December, I believe Saturn and Jupiter are going to be fairly close together, and they're going to look like a double planet. I think it's going to be a fairly auspicious time. So I don't know whether it's a marking of something new or what. It's worth looking out for in the night sky. How flattened. This is all flattened. This, I guess, is all natural tree falling, but it has got... Ow! Ow! It has got... They do poke you in the side, these sticks. It has got lots of adornments to it. Little additional creations. And you get very, very peculiar bends. Fortuitously landing directly against that tree. And the thing is that could actually be extremely natural. See this tree here? Follow it up there. Keep your eye on that and I'll zoom in on that. Oh, right up there. Goodness me. It actually, look where it ends. You can see where it ends. Way, way up in the top. What a fortuitous bend that has been. I think we'll just have a little scan round from here. A gentle scan around. See what we can see. I'm just hearing so many rushes of movement, very sudden, very quick, behind me, and then it stops. Okay, we're going to do sudden stops. I think that might be a nice one. Musical statues. Why am I looking at that? And in the words of Dusty Springfield, nothing has been proved. I am drawn to wandering across to my left, this way. keep seeing movement over here. Well, humans have been here before, unless this has been carried here. That's a walkway. Wow, there's some very big footprints here. Someone has got big fat feet. Well, I asked Cheetah. First of all, I asked Abaq if he was present, and he said no. And I asked if any of the children were present. And we have Amagaba came, Gafeba and Abiba, they've been present, and Leola. They came along, and Cheetah, who's, if you like, grandma. She is Abaq's mother. So I got the impression that the area that I had been leaving gifts in was not theirs. And I suspect that the littler people have sort of given that impression so they can get the goodies, and I believe that's exactly what they've been doing. So I asked Cheetah if she would direct me to a good place, which would be a good gifting place, and that's exactly what she's done. And this is what she's left. Or one of the girls have left. I think this is the work of the girls. You see? So you couldn't miss it. There's no way you could miss it. There's that. And then within a few feet, we've got that. I have to keep the camera pointing this way. The sun is so low in the sky, and it's so early. And then we have this. I'm just looking around behind me because I keep hearing noises behind me. And yet, more stones. And this is actually my entrance point into here. Look at that, it's a fantastic day. We get one of these a fortnight, if we've been good. So I'm going to carefully step out of here now. Beauty. Look at that. So I use these divining rods, and they do assist me because I'm not always sure that what I hear is correct. So to make sure that I am right, I always cross-reference, and I also have a look as well to see if anyone's around in case they think, oh my word, the village idiot is out, which she is. I'm used to it. So first of all, I'm going to ask Abaq. I believe you're away today, Abaq. Am I right in thinking that? Yeah. See this rod here comes and hits me on this side. That's a yes. If it was a no, it would go around to this side. So, am I right in thinking that Cheetah, your mother, has accompanied me this morning? Okay, yep, she has. And with some of the children. Yes, Amagaba, Leola, Abiba, Gafeba, yes. And the older one's Mebki? No. Abidam? No. And Seo? No. Faba Sequa? No. So it's Cheetah, basically the grandmother, with the 4 youngest children. Now, I asked her to guide me because the area that I had been gifting looked to me as if some things had been picked on by animals, and other things looked like it had been the work of little people, because the bags that were up my height, higher than my height, they didn't touch. So I'm just going to ask our Hochida that question. Are you there, our Hochida? She is. In that first gifting area, was the stuff that was there taken by little people? Yep. Had they beaten you to it? Yes. And from now on, in your new gifting area on the top of that hill in the trees, will that be a good place to continue leaving stuff for you? Yes, yes it will. There we go. Isn't that fantastic? Has Abaq and Theo been hunting last night? Well, they have, so they'll be pretty exhausted. Are they still away hunting? No. So they're resting? Yes. There we go. So that's really helpful for me. What I think I hear, sometimes I need it to be substantiated by these, and I felt as if Ahochida was the one who was with me, and that was correct. Now, Ahochida, I'm also going to ask you, I have a photograph of somebody standing in the trees over in this direction over here. Is that one of your family? It is. Is it a male? I can only see the eyes and the forehead. Is it a male? It is. Was it Theo? Oh, it was. Oh, it was Theo. Oh, well, there we go. And you will have seen that in a video probably a couple of weeks from when I post this. I'm roughly doing these around about 3 weeks ahead of when I post them, so it's because the Christmas period may or may not be busy, and the way things are going, it's not going to be busy. I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands. Okay, well, I'm going to say thank you to Ahochida for that and for accompanying me, and there we go. I just thought I'd show you what I do with these. I had a problem last weekend where I felt like I had been hit by a sledgehammer, and actually on Saturday I had been in the Book of Abaq, that area, and in the Book of Edgar, which is about 30 odd miles as a crow flies from here, but it's actually attached to all of this area. You've got to imagine that this is vast areas of forestry. So before I actually put these down, I should ask this, Ahochida, may I ask you this question? The energy that I felt, was that an elemental that kind of knocked me for 6 last weekend? She's saying yes. So Ahochida, did you come and perform some healing on me? Oh, she did. And did you come with somebody else? Yes. And was that Fabasaqua? No. Was it Sabiba? It was. So basically that's the grandparents. Sabiba is Fabasaqa's mother, and Ahochida, of course, is Abaq's mother. So they both came. Was it just the two of you? And basically adjusted the energy levels I felt. I think when you bump into something that is, the energy is very strong, it can really adversely affect you, and I believe that's what happened. So thank you, Ahochida, and that's why we've left those little flowers for the older ladies of the group, the grandparents if you like, and for Faba. And they are probably unsung heroes that do everything behind the scenes, and it was just a little, she's saying yes. And it's just an acknowledgement for what they do. So I'll leave it like that, and I hope that's not too confusing for people. I know a lot of people find all of this woo and stuff, but once you start to use it, you'll understand that it helps you understand a lot more. Your intuitiveness is one thing, and what you think you may hear is one thing, but these will either confirm it or deny it. And if you've got it totally wrong, these will not hesitate in telling you you're totally wrong. So there we are. Well, until next time, folks, stay safe. Have yourself a lovely week. It's been Thanksgiving in the USA, so we're running a little bit ahead of that now. And that the gifts and things that I brought this week were a little bit sweeter, not such natural stuff, more sweeter, specifically because it was a holiday. But usually it will just be the fruit and nuts and things. But so that was the reason for that. So I hope they've enjoyed a British Thanksgiving, a very northern British Thanksgiving, and from the Highlands and the Lowlands. Goodbye. Take care.